Let's take a look at Trevor Noah speaking some truth, bitch. Some goddamn truth for once.
I have to ask you a question. It has been plaguing me for a while. How did you kill Jeffrey Epstein? Because
Slight delay there. Slight delay there in how did you kill Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, very natural. They've definitely prepared this, surely. You're not just going to ask Hillary Clinton, how did you kill Jeffrey Epstein? You know, it doesn't seem like a foregone conclusion that he definitely committed suicide. I mean, that's what the autopsy says, but, you know, I've heard a lot of shut up, you'll be next. Did she kill him? I don't know. Am I saying that she might have killed him? No. She can barely be in public for more than like half an hour without collapsing or going into an epileptic fit of maniacal laughter. She probably didn't kill Harvey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein. I wonder if Harvey will be the next one though. Weinstein, that is. Who knows what's true anymore?
how did you kill Jeffrey Epstein? Because you're not in power, but you have all the power. I really need to understand how you do what you do. Because you seem to be behind everything nefarious, and yet you do not use it to become president. What is the game plan?
So they're kind of just dismissing this, and it's, I get it. I mean, imagine if you're Hillary and they're accusing you of this kind of thing, then you probably would just want to laugh at it. That's probably the best response. But I think they might be getting confused with sort of the general kind of conspiracies that, are wild and completely unfounded. But this one's actually more worrying than most. It was a guy who was definitely going to reveal lots of things to the public that would have been inconvenient for a lot of powerful people, definitely like Prince Andrew, possibly Bill Clinton from what we're seeing. They mentioned the 26 flights on the Lolita Express. I don't know whether there's any foundation to any of this, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like a foregone conclusion, does it? I don't know. What was strange was the suicide watch thing. He was supposed to be on suicide watch, and then 2 weeks later, I don't know if that's part of the protocol, but he was taken off suicide watch, and then he died in a way that was a bit strange as well. Like the cameras were switched off that were supposed to be 24 hours, or they malfunctioned or something like that, and the security guards, there's supposed to be 2 security guards, they're apparently both asleep or something. I don't know. You need to check this out for yourself. I'm not a reputable source. Then wasn't there medical experts saying that the breaks in his neck were inconsistent with a hanging from a top bunk of a bed and stuff like that, that it looked like the force would have been too little to cause those kind of breaks in his neck. All of that kind of thing makes me worry. I might be getting my tinfoil hat on. Can you imagine if they had George Bush on and they were just sort of laughing at 9/11? I'm not comparing Jeffrey Epstein dying to 9/11. I'm just saying, imagine they're sort of like him. You remember, hey, how did you blow up the Twin Towers, George? Those crazy wackos who think you blew up the Twin Towers. And then George Bush just laughing maniacally into the camera. Well, that's actually a funny story. That's a bad impression. Fucking braces. Can't speak anymore. It's actually a funny story, Trevor. I don't think Trevor Noah's going to ask George Bush on. Even though he's a nice old man now who enjoys painting, he'd be nice to have on. He could come and talk about his paintings, and they could have a laugh about 9/11.
Well, Trevor.
But honestly though, what does it feel like being the boogeyman of the right?
Well, it's a constant surprise to me. because the things they say, and now, of course, it's on steroids with being online.
It's on steroids being online, yeah, so, okay, boomer. Had to get that in somewhere, didn't I? All the boomers just wet their pants. Oh, the fucking internet. Everything you read on the internet's bullshit. I think it was better when we had 3 periodicals in the whole country. And you could be a liberal, a conservative, Tory, or a Whig. Yeah. That was better. Yeah. Simpler times. Nobody had to think about anything. And if you did, you had the loony bin. I suppose the loony bin now is just getting banned on Facebook. That's why I'm definitely not saying any of this happened. I'm just looking at this interview. That's it. Jesus. Gotta be careful.
Are so ridiculous beyond any imagination that I could have, and yet they are so persistent in putting forth these crazy ideas and theories. Honestly, I don't know what I ever did to get them so upset, but a lot of them live to come up with these conspiracy theories, and I've gotten kind of used to it. It's been going on for a number of years.
I suppose you have to have a degree of sympathy. Like, it is just the path she's chosen that, she's been in politics for the best part of 50 years. So, she's going to have been involved to some degree. She's been like a high-ranking politician or been amongst the political elite and the economic elite for so many decades now that, she's going to obviously have been involved in a lot of scandals or high-profile contentious events. Just funny how these people keep dying at very convenient moments. I can't prove anything. A lot of people are going to die in 50 years, and some of them will die at more convenient times than others. That's just a fact. Ask Hillary.
Meeting someone who says, like, Hillary, you did this, and just looking at them and being like, yes, I did. I mean, there must...
Can you imagine, George, meeting somebody and they ask you, did you blow up the Twin Towers? And you'd just be like, yes, I did. And then George goes, that's real funny, Trevor. I think that was a better impression.
There must be
at some point.
Right, at some point.
At some point.
It becomes so ludicrous. And
yeah, I do that sometimes. That wasn't a good impression.
And it becomes so extreme.
Well, I've had encounters like that, and many of my friends have had, because they've called up people to urge them to vote for me, or they've knocked on a door and somebody
to urge them to vote, not to oblige, not to intimidate, and certainly not to blackmail. That's never happened.
Somebody will say, "Oh, I couldn't do that," because then they launch into one of their big conspiracies. And I had one very dear friend, who I literally have known.
Is that the only reason they say they can't vote for you? Because of all those big conspiracies? Not because any of them, oppose your political ideology. I don't know. They hate you for legitimate reasons. They disagree with you for legitimate reasons. No, they just launch into these crazy conspiracies. It's like, okay.
Known my entire life. And she said she listened to this ridiculous conspiracy about me. And she said, I've known her since we were in 6th grade, and none of that is true. And this man looked at her and said, but I saw it on the internet.
First of all, that never happened. Maybe it's a half-truth, but it definitely didn't happen like that. What conspiracy was it as well? I heard that she killed someone, and then her friend says, well, no, she didn't. First of all, her friend might have known her all her life. She's not necessarily going to say, oh, by the way, I killed all those political opponents, or people who are going to reveal some kind of scandal about me. Not saying she did that, obviously. I'm just saying that her friend wouldn't necessarily know it, even if it was true. This very vague anecdote doesn't tell us exactly what she's referring to. And the man would not... Who's this dumbass who went, but I saw it on the internet, feeding this nonsense? Anyone who disagrees with the Democrats is just like a backward Southern hick. She didn't actually say they're a backward Southern hick, but you get the idea.
I saw it on the internet. The internet!
That didn't happen. Just stop lying. Look at her looking right into the camera now. I hadn't even noticed. She's looking that is so ominous. Go away.
I also think it's because it is effective. Like, I'll never forget reading an article after the 2016 election where the reporter interviewed someone who had been an undecided voter, and he said, you know, he thought my mom had won all 3 debates. She clearly had a greater command of the subject matter, and yet he just kept reading that she had murdered more than 50 people. And he said somewhat nonchalantly, like, I don't think that she murdered 50, but like, what if she murdered 2?
Now, again, doubting a little bit the wording there, it makes him sound a bit more stupid than I'm sure he was. Though there are stupid people out there, definitely. But, you know, again, what did he say? I think she won all the debates. I think she had a better command of the subject matter. But on the internet it said she killed 50 people. I don't think that happened. I just don't think that happened. I don't know who that guy is. Whatever. Maybe there's someone who said something along those lines, but I don't think they said anything that stupid. Certainly not the first sentence followed by the second one there, you know. That I thought she had greater command of all of the subject matter. I thought she won all 3 debates. But I believe she murdered 50 people. She murdered 50 people. Maybe she didn't murder 50 people, but what if she killed 2? In fact, that might be a legitimate thing, you know. There's like 50 allegations of murder. He's saying, well, maybe one of them's true. You know, so many nefarious stories are surrounding her that eventually that might make you doubt how honest she is, or I don't know. That doesn't sound like the craziest thing in the world. Again, I have literally no idea what percentage of these murders Hillary is behind. Could be 0. It's not 100.
I think it's this like constant erosion of truth and sanity.
Right. Constant erosion of truth and sanity.
Vote Democrat!